Hi everyone, Crystal here at Nurture. For those of you who don't know, I am a master stylist of 13 years and currently working behind the chair but with my full clientele. So unfortunately, I'm not taking any new clients, but I'm happy to help grow and educate the staff that I do have here and work on this wonderful dream of mine called Nurture Salon and Spa here on 37 Cottonwood Drive in Black Falls. I do want to discuss with everybody today something that's been weighing on my mind for a little while. A customer comes in, they have a picture of a blonde. Can we do this today? There's a lot that goes into the answer yes or no. How much is this going to cost? There's a lot that goes into that as well. There's so many factors that as a consumer you may not know, but I'm wanting to enlighten you on the subject, and I'm hoping that it will bring you some clarity, maybe in some previous experiences that you've had with other stylists, or maybe your current situation, and maybe just get you excited for your next exciting blonde, or maybe something even more fun like some pastels or some red. But we do want to talk about blondes and lightening. So I want to talk first about the three things that really go into affecting what the results could be on your end. So one, do you use box color? If you've used box color, unfortunately they do have metallic dyes. They are hard to break through and break down. They often leave very, very warm tones in the hair, and most people don't want a specifically warm or golden or yellow blonde. They want something more refined like a silver, or even a gray or a platinum, or maybe even an ashy tone. So warmth is kind of on the other side of things. We really want to try to lighten you with as little as warmth as possible. Box colors are not a bad thing. They do work for a lot of people, but however, you have to remember also that there's only one formula in there. And if you've got regrowth of 2 inches from here to here, and then you've got an older color here, and then this is really faded from being in the pool, technically speaking, you should have 3 different formulas on your hair. But when you have a box color, you only get 1. So that the benefits obviously of seeing a professional stylist is great, but you know, it can work for some people. But we do need to know if you are using box color, because we might need to bump up our formula so that it's a little stronger, or we might even need to suggest that you do some treatments at home, which brings me to my second point, the integrity of your hair. This is also very important. If you have used box color over box color, maybe you're trying to lighten it because the color on the box color of the model is blonde. You're hoping that it's going to make your hair blonde. Or let's say you use you have mechanical damage from heat tools every day. You wash every day, blow dry every day, style every day with a flat iron. Maybe you don't use conditioner because you find it weighs your hair down. All those things contribute to the integrity of your hair, and we want to make sure that we keep it as high as possible. We want everybody to leave Nurture with very healthy hair, and of course our name is attached to it, so it's something very important for us to hold highly and for you to expect when you do leave here. It might mean that we recommend some products for you to do at home before you come in for your initial color. We have the Trinity One Shot, which is an amaranth protein, pure flower protein by Surface, which is our Saskatoon-based product company. And it is about $16 plus tax, I believe. You can take it home, can last for a while. We can show you how to use it. You can also use that here in an add-on treatment as well to a cut if you are interested in doing that. We have the Basu mask, which is a moisturizing treatment that you can do either at home or in salon. And we also have the protein press, which is in salon service only. Also our Purify Max Repair. Great, great, great products and treatments for prepping your hair for the ideal color so that you have the best canvas for us to work with. And of course, this would result in the best color possible for our consumer. If you come in for a consultation, of course they're free. We'll go over some of these things with you, and we'll make sure that you do have the right products and tools at home to prep your hair for when you do come in to see us. Clarifying shampoo might be the simplest of the options, and then of course in-salon treatment might be the most expensive or the most elaborative. Thirdly, the things that can actually contribute to your hair not lightening as quickly would be the products that you're using at home and medication. People that do use silicone-based products, they unfortunately can create a barrier on the hair, And if they're using them over and over and not clarifying or purifying to remove that buildup, the color most likely won't penetrate very quickly, and it will take a little bit of time to break it down. There are products out there that are mainstream and that are wonderful, but unfortunately, if you're not clarifying and pulling them away, it makes it difficult for your stylist to actually formulate properly, and it unfortunately will take a little longer. So make sure you divulge that information as well to your stylist. Medication-wise, you know, if you're taking, unfortunately, chemo medication, or if you're taking blood pressure medication, if you're taking thyroid medication, all of those can affect your hair, how it grows, and maybe how it processes as well. Sometimes colors won't even take to hair that is that is on a person who is taking certain drugs. I've experienced that before. It's basically the only other option as to why their color doesn't take, and they did change the medication. So those are factors that go into how, of course, on our end, the color will process. Maybe certain things that you can remember, look out for, do at home, ask about, or just plain and simple come in for a free consultation. Most salons do offer free consultations, I believe. I'm from Nova Scotia, so where I come from, they're usually complimentary. I do know that there's other places here that I've been into, and it seems as if they do as well offer free consultation. So, you know, if they're a handout, take them, sit down and talk to people, show them your pictures so that they can hopefully get a plan set for you. If it's going to be 1 appointment, if you need pre-treatments, if it's going to be 2 appointments, and then pre-treatments in between. It's really important for you to know that as a consumer, because then your expectations aren't here and being met down here. Okay, so the second part of this is actually how color lightens. And every hair color has a certain pigment that is prominent, and that it will contribute to the lightening process. So as soon as you break a natural color base or artificial color base, you're going to expose warmth. It doesn't matter what color hair you have, it's usually going to be warm. It's never going to be cool. And unfortunately, most people want cooler colors or more refined colors and not warm colors. So that's why this is very, very important to listen to. I've told my clients this all the time. If I have had even consultations with people at the front desk, I always go through this so that they understand where we're coming from. And of course, box color or fragile hair, or people that are taking medication or using certain products at home that dry out your hair, it's all going to make this process slow down some way, somehow. So first things first, if you are a client with my color hair, I'm a medium brown, maybe you're a little bit darker. Firstly, you're going to always see a red pigment. So your stylist is going to apply some bleach, put it in a foil, let it sit for a little bit. When she takes that foil off and she moves it around with some of the bleach that's left on there, it's going to be warm in her hand. She's going to see red first. That's normal. But again, not many people actually want that. If you're going to go red at this point, you know what? You can rinse that off and apply a beautiful red right over top of it, because that red's going to contribute to the color, your final color. That's perfect. That's exactly where you need to be a red. But we want to be blonde, so we want to keep going. Close it back up, let it sit for a little bit longer. When your stylist goes back to look, it's going to be orange. Not a lot of people are looking for orange. But you know what? If it's been processing for an hour because maybe you had box color, or maybe you have very fragile hair, so we want to make sure we go nice and slow so that you don't have any breakage or get a chemical haircut. That might be where you have to stop on your first visit. It might take that long. Now, of course, there's toners and colors that the stylist can actually go on and apply so that it's a little bit more refined for you to deal with until your next appointment, until you do some treatments, or until your paycheck, or until your stylist availability. But that's very typical, to stop at an orange or a very, very bright yellow. Very, very normal. But again, if you're looking for platinum, that's not where you want to be. So let's say your hair is still processing, it's still warm, or it's your second appointment regardless. You're going to keep it in the foil. Your bleach is going to be working. Once you get past that orange stage, you're going to get to a yellow stage. And we're talking yellow, gold, like Big Bird, very pigmented. A lot of people's hair turn that way. Mine's that way. It's just very, very, very heavily pigmented. And it's hard to break through. So if you're there, you can refine it with some lowlights, or maybe put some highlights in later to break it up. But it's not ideal for platinum, which means it's not ideal for grays. It's not ideal for pastels. It's not ideal for platinum. It's just, you got to keep going. Most people want to keep going. So again, close the foil back up, waiting, hopefully it's still processing and warm, you're going to go to a yellow, like an inside of a banana. That's ideal. That's ideal to work with. It has little to no pigment, and sometimes it takes 1 appointment, sometimes it takes 2 appointments, sometimes it takes 3 appointments. It just depends on all the contributing factors that we discussed, how your hair is dealing with it, what your goals are, and what you're trying to obtain with your stylist. So for platinum, inside of a banana, perfect. Here's what I'm going to show you. I use this analogy a lot. That's why there's tissue paper on my back bar, because no, we don't usually work with tissue paper. But let's say that this is going to be your hair for a platinum. You want white. Why do you want white? Because when your color goes on to a white foundation, your color stays the color that you're looking for. It actually stays purple. Or for this matter, it would be a platinum color. So that makes sense, right? If you actually put your color over a white wall, it's going to be the color that you're asking for. But if you, unfortunately, can't lift in your first appointment as light as possible, or maybe you can't lift in your second appointment, or maybe you just have had a lot of red in your days, and you're still really warm, if you try to put the exact same color over a base that's too dark or too pigmented, it doesn't look the same at all. This looks kind of gray-like. And let's say your hair is red. We use this little tiny bit of red. It looks like kind of a weird orange red. Doesn't make much sense at all. So this is just to show that the canvas that your stylist works with does need to be ideal for what you are asking for. And a lot of the time it's as light as possible. Ideally, you don't really want to go to white because that's quite damaging. But if you can get very, very pale yellow, it's very easy to work with. So if you are wanting pastels or fashion colors, that's a whole other vlog. However, maybe you can understand now why, I wanted blue before and my stylist somehow turned me, I don't know, brown because my hair didn't lighten enough, or maybe it went green, or who knows what can happen, because if the base isn't right, then your color is not going to be anything like you expected, and it's all going to be wrong. So make sure that you discuss with your stylist, have a consultation, ask all the questions that you need to ask, find out how many sittings she might expect it to be, or he may expect it to be, find out based on that what maybe each cost will be for each sitting, or in total how much it may cost, find out if there's any treatments included with it, if there's any cost for extra color usage. If your hair is really, really long or very, very thick, unfortunately it's going to cost extra because the product's going to cost extra. If you have hair like me, it might be bang on the guesstimate of a stylist. But it's very hard to quote a color, especially a lightening color or a lifting color, until the stylist is working with your hair and they can kind of see what it's going to do. So I hope I've clarified some things and shared some light on the lightening process. There's lots of reasons why we lighten our hair, whether again it's just to be blonde, or summer's coming, or we want to put a fun fashion color in there, or we want gray, which has been all the craze. And now you know, if you have not got your gray result, maybe why, and it's most likely because you haven't been lightened enough. So again, I hope I have cleared the air a little bit, and that you have all learned something. Again, there's free consultations at Nurture Salon and Spa. Just call in or book online. Visit our website at www.nurturesalonspa.ca. Just on a side note, we also use a ammonia-free, scent-free, oil-based permanent color, and we do have premium lighteners here that are European, unfortunately not Canadian. But we take our clients' hair with pride and into our hands, and hopefully you guys leave with the healthiest, beautifulest color possible. Again, thanks for listening. It's Crystal at Nurture, and that was our very important vlog on the lightening process for clients. Thanks for listening. Tune in next time.